guess.
So I was born in San Francisco, lived here for the first little part of my life. I got into politics through punk. So, you know, I wasn't really like, I'm a communist or whatever.
Yeah, Braze also famously was blamed by the New York Post for the fall of Anchor Beer, for unionizing Anchor Beer.
I was just like, you know, left-wing politics are like a way, it's just what you do when you're punk. And I was a lot more concerned at that point, like 14, you know, to my teenage years, with getting drunk, which led me to do very poorly in school, and I think sort of set me on my trajectory. But once I discovered heroin, that was it. There was absolutely not coming back from that. And it was a dark, by far the worst.
That's not a joke, by the way. I mean, I know it sounds like it, but he's not joking.
Once I got sober and I was able to do something besides just sit in AA meetings all day, I realized that, like, I need, you know, something to do. I had involvement with socialist groups here, but it didn't seem like it was going anywhere.
Kobani has been under the onslaught of the Islamic State group since mid-September.
There wasn't a single moment when I decided, like, I'm gonna go to Syria. My brain is extremely small and incredibly broken, so I just got obsessed with it. I originally wanted to go as a civilian. I realized that was harder than I thought. And the only way I could get there was by joining the YPG. The YPG is People's Protection Units, and it is the armed wing of a political party called the PYD, a left-wing, they call themselves communalist, political party in the north of Syria. They're trying to start a socialist society based around democratic and federalist lines. And they were fighting ISIS too, which are generally not known to be great guys.
The technicals do go hard, though. Like,
people use this sort of privileged discourse, or like stay in your lane discourse, about people going out there. But the fact of the matter is that the YPG have a dedicated office to having Westerners come out there, or not Westerners, anybody come out there. Within the ranks of the Kurdish freedom movement, people from Europe and people from America have fought since almost the beginning. And I believe that the Kurdish freedom movement is waging the same war as the workers in India or the workers in Taiwan and stuff like that. You know, like, the class war is global. So the workers of all those countries, and every country up and down, every continent, have the same exact interests: to emancipate themselves from wage slavery. First few months back were difficult, really difficult. When I got back, I was sort of like, all right, I'm gonna take a little break from doing political stuff or anything. I was just like, I'm just gonna sit at home and be depressed for a little while.
I can't tell if this is real or not. No, this is 100% real. What the fuck? I don't even know if Brace would appreciate me watching this right now, but no, it is absolute. Yes, this is real. Every time when I talk about, okay, why did he even go to Syria? Dude, what do you mean? He just said why he went to Syria. There was an international call to arms, like a Popular Front style international call to arms by the YPG that he followed through on, and he went to Syria to fight alongside the Kurdish militias against ISIS.
I was aware that people said San Francisco was progressive, but I never saw it. Like, socially, it's very progressive, you know, like very, you know, welcoming to different minority groups if they have money. If they don't have money, though, they're screwed. I started working at Anchor Brewing Company in, I think, January of 2018. After I got a job there, some guys sort of took me aside and were like, listen, you know, we've been talking about this, maybe starting a union here. And that's when things got a little more interesting at work. Anchor Brewing was the first craft beer company in America. It's an industry where sales have skyrocketed and wages have dropped during that same period. We don't think that's fair, because there wouldn't be no craft beer without craft beer brewers and bottlers and canners. Especially in a place like where we work, where we actually produce a product, like, I can see our power all around us. Because without us, like, if we put our hands in our pockets and walked away, there would be no business. Well, I had some organizing experience before, but not anything like this, you just go and you talk to people and you invite people to meetings and you form an organizing committee. And eventually you want to talk to everybody. You don't want to tell them that they want a union. You want to help them understand why they might need a union. I work with guys who had not voted before for anything in their lives, and this was the first thing they voted for. I thought that was very fitting. The first thing was for their actual.
Yeah, nicknames: Bad Boy Brace Belden, Piss Pig Granddad, Piss Pig Grandma, President Chaos, Mr. Boyles, Racial Jake, Mr. Fireworks, The Dark Cowboy, The Special Ed Dance, Bubonic Brace. Surprisingly, noticeably absent is Gourmand, and noticeably absent is Coindexter. Also, The Gay Pussy Eater. Dude, I knew about the YPG dude and the TrueAnon, but I'm mind blown that it's the same dude. You just thought it was a different guy, huh? Yeah.
Interest to advance the interests of workers. After the vote, a bunch of us went out to a sort of dive bar nearby. Everybody, had anchor and stuff, sort of like in celebration. And I had a Coca-Cola. Living as like a working person in San Francisco, you don't feel like a human being. You're worth $16 an hour, and that's nothing here. Everyone else in the city is worth $50 an hour or whatever, by writing computer programs. You're at the bottom and you don't even know you're at the bottom, because you're taught that all you have to do is work a little harder and then they're actually going to make you the boss. It comes back to solidarity. Solidarity is like the weapon of the world's workers. Solidarity was like the reason I decided I'm gonna go to Syria. And solidarity is the reason that I started getting more involved in this thing at work. If you are a working person, whether you know it or not, you are a participant in the class struggle. I think it's the duty for everybody who works for a living, who sells their labor power to.
Don't forget Mehmet. Mehmet is not him. Mehmet is the Turkish intern of TrueAnon that runs the TrueAnon account. Definitely a separate person. It's not him. People try to say it's him so they can take down the TrueAnon account. It's definitely not him. It's
to stand up for themselves and to stand up for the other people in their situation.
It's so funny. It's a different person. So, Mehmet Walshoğlu. Yeah. But yeah, that was Brace, who we just had on the broadcast. Yeah, he's the man. And his podcast with Liz Franzik, TrueAnon, and Young Chomsky, excellent. Love their pod. Using the handle Piss Pig Granddad generated a significant following on Twitter. By the time he returned from Syria, he had amassed 30,000 followers. The account was permanently suspended shortly after Belden's return to the United States for accusations of violating Twitter's policies on targeted abuse or harassment. Although Twitter has not commented on the suspension, the account was locked shortly after Belden mocked white nationalist Nathan D'Amigo's short stature on the site. According to Belden, alt-right affiliated accounts, or in Belden's words, a bunch of Nazi/4chan dudes who were mad at me for making fun of that guy for being short, had tweeted about plans to report Piss Pig Granddad en masse. You know what's really funny? He 100% could get unbanned now. He most likely could get unbanned as long as he wrote the magic words in the unban request, which is, I got banned for, I got banned because I was silenced by woke people or whatever the fuck. Anyway, Belden reemerged on Twitter under the new handle Piss Pig Grandma, which was also suspended. So yeah. Take a guess on which one Brace was making fun of. I wonder which one of these fucking losers is the one he was making fun of for his short stature. It's true that works. I got 2 accounts unbanned recently. Yeah, he should make a return, in my opinion.